Oh boy, got something special today, and going to require a little bit of desk space. Maybe related. Hello, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Quite an interesting thing today. Now, last Sunday was May the 4th be with you, and then Tuesday was Revenge of the 6th, Revenge of the Sith. I was about a week off in getting both my short story that's going to be coming out probably today as well, and this is an interesting addition that I didn't expect to get right away. But here it is. All right. We're going to Theory Sabers. Now, you may have seen me talk about Theory Sabers before. I have their first limited edition one, and now I have their second limited edition one. All right, so for their first limited edition one, this special box, black and purple, this saber is called lightsaber, specifically with Star Wars, called the Deceived Saber. Now, I didn't do a full video on this last year. I really wanted to, but things got away from me last year a bit. Forget. Fulfill your destiny. But in here was, inside the special purple bag, the Deceived Saber. Now, this is the centerpiece of my Star Wars short, the sequel called A Gray Dawn. The Deceived Saber has dark origins, but is it truly a dark saber? Find out in my video. But this was their first one I got last year. This was an interesting one because the way the metal is, they designed it to be weathered, and they gave actually a sanding block here. I didn't do much to it because I kind of liked the way it looked, the weathering by itself that they did at the factory. What I did do is I actually took it apart and threw some of the pieces out a window into a driveway and into some rocks, so it got a little weathering that way. This was their first one. Deceived. So that's the first one. Now, I'm going to put this away. There's no Star Wars character that has that particular saber. Now, let's move on to what I just got. Let's crack open the shipping box, which actually is in pretty good shape here. So I am high hopes there's no damage to this. There we go. All right. Ooh, there is a little impact on this. So the outer box looks pretty good. I actually didn't know there was going to be an inner box, but this might be a good thing because there was a lot of complaints last time with the Deceived Saber that the boxes were damaged. So, outer box. You can see it right there. Just a little bit of damage. It didn't break the box. It looks like something just hit it lightly. And as I was hoping, it looks like no damage. All right, so before we had a black and purple accented box, and also this time we have a black and purple box with little red accenting. This is the Emperor. It looks like it's the same size box. Yep, it looks like they're standard boxes. Okay, this looks good here. Let's see what's inside. First thing up here, some stickers, Theory Sabers, Theory Sabers. We have the toolkit. This is going to have a number plaque in it, which if you happen to get 66 of 200, these are limited to 200, then you win either $1,000 or 5 free sabers, and I think I would choose the 5 free sabers. Little instructional book. So the Deceived Saber I had is also what they call a Profi board, which is a very high-end type of board, but that's a one-button Prophy. This is a 2-button Prophy, so a little bit different. I'll have to learn. Comes with a special edition display stand. This one is an all black display stand, where the Theory Saber I had is clear, and all of the other display stands, because they come with a display stand with every saber, are clear. So this one's a black one. Next up in here is the blade itself. Can't tell if this is a thinner blade than the Theory Saber. We'll find out a little bit later in the video. But it's also a longer one. This is a 36-inch blade, where the Theory Saber, I believe, is a 32-inch blade. That looks like it. We'll open the toolkit after the saber to see which number it is. But now, onto the saber. And it comes in this nice Evil Royal black and red bag. Now, this is the same material, it feels like, as the Theory Saber with that purple bag. And this is going to be important because this saber, although it feels like it's small compared to the Theory Saber, but it is a little heavier because this is brass, but also it's polished brass. So it's shiny and what it seems like a fingerprint magnet. So more protection in here. Oh, this already looks kind of cool. Wow. Oh. This is really cool. Pictures and videos do not do this justice. I am going to switch to a different camera angle so you're going to see this a little better here. All right, so here it is. Now, I know I said pictures do not do this justice, but I'm going to try and do as best as I can. Look at this. That shine on here is really amazing. And it's dense. You put it out by itself here. See how much of a fingerprint magnet it is. Not as bad. Look at that. This actually feels really good in the hand. This is so cool. I don't know which one is the fire up button, but let's see. Oh, it's on blue. Well, it sounds like it needs a little bit of a charge. With these Prophy Sabers, if it's not, the charge is low, it sounds like it's popping. So it sounds like it's popping, so it might need a charge. So they said they're doing quality checks in the Florida warehouse. So somebody must have been quality checking it, and that's why it was on a different one. It has a really nice sound to it. Now, the other thing that's really cool with this that they did, to make it a little easier to take this out and charge and stuff like that. Right here, I believe, yes. So normally, that has a little Allen key on this little spot right there. This is a twist screw. So this comes out, and this should take the whole board out. So this also has where the blade goes in, is up there, that part, the battery, and the board. What I don't see, oh, I see it, the SD card. Looks like it's a little harder to get to the SD card down there if you want to switch and change different things with it. But the other neat thing that this slides all the way out, this is hollow. So this is a solid, a solid piece of brass that's hollow. And it's really neat design. So this looks like it goes back this way. So the other neat thing with this is you don't have to worry about damaging the connectors when you're sliding it in and out like that. I'll show you on the Theory Saber here, and we'll do a quick little comparison to that. shortly, but it's a little bit trickier for the Deceive Saber. So this is really cool. Let's do a quick comparison between this and the Deceive Saber. So there's the size difference. This is quite a size difference. Like, this is maybe about 2/3 of the Deceive Saber. Now, what's interesting with the Deceive Saber too, because it is longer, it's much easier to do a two-handed grip with. So when I'm spinning with this, I usually grip the top and not the bottom, and it allows you to swing much easier by that. And then you can go into attacks and defenses by swinging just with the top and then going into a grip with the bottom. So you can two-hand this one. So this might be a little bit easier if you're trying to do flourishes with, but the Palpatine Emperor Saber, can't really get too much of a two-handed grip with. I can, and again, this is the first time I'm ever holding this, so I don't know how it will be, but it has a little stopper up here. So if I'm doing a flip, I feel like I still can this way. I don't have much grip at the bottom, just that little screw piece. So I'll have to see how this looks in the daylight, because it is 11 p.m. as I'm recording this, because I just got home from work and I was so excited to open this up and get it. And also, I'll show you a quick comparison to the way the Deceive Saber opens. The way this opens is you unscrew the pommel, and then the board comes out this way. So now, inside here, the button, this is not hollow. The button's still there. The blade piece is still up there. And this has contact pins on it that have to go in a very specific way. So if you put this in crooked and jam it in there, you will break it. So that's where you have to look for where it's keyed and very carefully slide it in. The other thing to note, the SD card, kind of hard to see up there, but the SD card is very accessible on here. So I was able to easily pull the SD card out, put it on the computer, and take a look at all the different sound fonts, they're called, that are on there. So this, I'm going to, again, very carefully slide into the keyed location to make sure there's no damage. Good. And then this will screw back on. This one, I think they said is made of aluminum, because it definitely feels lighter and maybe easier to twirl, but we'll shortly find out how that one is. But again, going back to this, it's just really beautiful. Whether or not I'm the actual winner on this, this is just a fantastically gorgeous saber. Now, I've been handling it a little bit. I did wash my hands before touching this, and it's not too bad. So you definitely see a little bit of fingerprints developing on it. So I would think that as long as you just keep the cloth bag near it or a special microfiber with it, this should be good. But this is mostly just going to be like a display piece, it seems. All right, now to the moment that is very interesting. Kind of like a Schrodinger's box situation. I am both the winner and not the winner at the same time, and the results are in this box. So besides that plaque that's in the box, the toolkit also will have the screws that are going to be used to attach the blade inside of this, which I believe, oh yes, I see where the screws go. And also the Allen wrench for the screws. And I think it's some extra screws. The Deceive Saber came with an extra screw. And, oh yes, the charging cable. The charging cable. The other thing that was in here, too, was a screen-accurate top. So this is designed to fit a blade in. This piece here unscrews. So that leaves that open. And then you can screw in this top, which is a screen-accurate top for what Emperor Palpatine had in Revenge of the Sith. So leave that on for now. And on to the moment of truth with the plaque. I don't see it. You're going to be the one maybe seeing it first. And 87. So I'm in the sub 100 with it. I'm not the winner of the $1,000 or the 5 free sabers, but pretty low in there. That's the first 100 of them. So there it is. Theory Sabers Emperor Limited 87 of 200. So even though I am not the winner, still very cool. And I'm very excited for this. Like, this feels like a true piece of art, which is very interesting and kind of like a juxtaposition of a very beautiful lightsaber with the most evil person in the galaxy. It's very bassy sounding. The Deceive Saber font from the other one is still on here. This definitely sounds bassier. Here will be a sound comparison between these two. So this is the Deceive Saber playing Deceived. And now the Emperor Saber playing Deceived. I don't know what I did there. What else we got? Oh, and a blade plug. All right. I screwed on the screen accurate top, which I always questioned if the top is completely closed, how does the saber work? But George Lucas be George Lucas. And there's the top, so this is what it's supposed to look like from the movies, for reference there. That's gonna be a wrap for that. Final thoughts from the initial impressions. All right, so a little bit bigger than what I thought. There was one other video I saw so far of somebody posting it online, but it looked a little small, but not that small. They compared it to the Yoda-sized one, but it definitely feels like you can still get 2 hands on this. For reference, when I wear gloves, they're usually medium-sized gloves. If I'm doing like latex gloves or golf gloves, because I do play golf as well, I wear medium-sized gloves, medium-sized hand, and that allows me to get a double grip on there. But it definitely feels like it's more of a one-handed weapon, again, compared to that Deceive Saber, which is definitely longer. So you have that wrap, which was actually cool that they included this, and you can wrap this yourself to really make it feel like it's yours, and you put your own wrap on. So I have the wrap there, and also a spot to put my hands up here. So I can, this is truly a double-handed weapon there, and it makes it a little bit easier to spin. So that's my initial impression with this. I'm very happy with this. Not as big of a fingerprint magnet as I thought, but definitely something you got to keep clean. Especially because anything polished, especially the polished brass, that you need to keep clean. Future Andrew here, so this became a very long video, so I'm actually going to split it into 2 parts. So this is the end of part 1, and part 2, check back on the channel, because this is where we go outside to feel how this saber is in the hand for doing spins, and I do a little breakdown about a weird couple of things with it, but nothing too bad. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Chief Meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Check back for that next part 2 of the Theory Sabers Emperor Saber.